Saint, and once again, I'm glad to be here, and I'm excited that you are watching this video today, and I believe that there is a reason why you just clicked on this video. Something that I want to deal with today is very important, and basically over the past weeks that I've been dealing with a couple of stuff that I know that's very practical, things that's going to help you be better. Remember, our goal is to help you discover the improved version of your life. And so today I'm going to deal with envy. Envy, as the name sounds, it sounds like a common thing, but it is more dangerous than we ever think. Envy is a very deadly disease. It's a very serious thing that we need to deal with. Unfortunately, many people are unconsciously envious. Come to think about it, many are envious not even knowing that they are. Of course, some people are consciously envious, and once in a while in your life you will discover that you kind of build up this little sense of envy unconsciously. Just unconsciously. It's not like you deliberately wanted to be envious or you want to envy someone, but I discovered that unconsciously people kind of get towards the direction of envy without even knowing that they are. So I want to take my time in the next few minutes to define and describe this feeling of envy. And I have two definitions to give you today. Number one, I said envy is a feeling of grudges against someone else's success. It's a feeling, it's an emotion, it's a feeling of grudges against someone else's success. Not your success, but someone else's success. When you start feeling grudges against it, then it becomes envy. And then secondly, this is another definition that I have. It's a state of being discontented about someone else's superiority. You're not contented, you're not satisfied. A state of being unsatisfied or dissatisfied or discontented about someone else's superiority. This is always common among us because many times that I have met people that will never acknowledge a success or accept a success that was achieved by someone else. They have a way of criticizing a success that they didn't achieve. If it is not them that achieve it, then it's not a success. It cannot be a good success because they're not involved. But the truth of the matter is that nobody has monopoly over success. And you cannot measure my success with your scale. I don't even know what your own barometer. There's no barometer to measure success. And so every time you try to measure other people's success, your success with other people's success, this is where life becomes very complicated. And you allow yourself to fall into this feeling of envy. And it's very, very delicate. And so I'm going to show you some of the effects of envy. And from my research, I discovered that number one, envy is going to end you up in regret. Every state of envy, every feeling of envy will end you up in a total regret. You're going to regret it. Because there's nothing good about envy. There is nothing good about being envious. You are definitely going to regret every feeling of envy that you allow to pop up. Not only pop up, but you allow to settle in your mind. So you need to start dealing with it now. Every time that feeling of grudges against someone else's success, the feeling of being discontented against someone else's superiority, every time you start having that kind of feeling or start developing that kind of feeling, you better put a stop to it, because it's going to end you up in regret. Every envious person and regretfully. And that's the truth. The second effect of envy that I need to deal with today is that envy may eventually lead to murder. Envy may lead to murder. You call it jealousy or whatever you call it. It's going to lead to murder, because this is how it goes from envy or jealousy, whatever name you want to call it, to bitterness. If you allow yourself to get envious, you may end up being bitter about it. From being bitter, then you start hating. And of course, hatred is what leads to murder. The haters are murderers. To hate is to murder. To hate is to kill. And hatred doesn't just build up overnight. It's a collection of series of jealousy and envy gets to bitterness and then settles in your mind, and it gives birth to hatred. And of course, hatred may lead you to murder. The possibility of linking your hatred into murder is very, very wide. And that's why you need to get rid of the envious spirit, to get rid of the envious feeling of envy and jealousy, so that you don't allow it to develop or metamorphosize to bitterness. Then from bitterness to hatred, of course, from hatred you're going to end up in murder. Then the third effect of envy that I want to deal with today is that envy reduces your capacity. It reduces your personality. It reduces who you are. Because every time you envy someone because of the little success that they just achieved, you reduce yourself. You reduce your ability. You reduce your capacity. Because you're kind of, paying attention to someone else's success, and you don't even know that what you have inside of you is 10 times bigger than what they have. You can achieve better than them. But when you allow yourself to start envying someone because of what they achieved or because of what they gained or what attained, you are definitely reducing yourself, reducing your capacity, reducing your ability, reducing your personality, reducing your result, reducing everything inside of you. Think about it. You are envying someone because they just bought a new car that worth $20,000. Or they just acquired a building that was some thousands of dollars. But you ask yourself, instead of looking at what they did and allowing the feeling of grudges to come up, why not ask yourself, what can I do to beat them? Not negatively though. And so you need to get to that point of dealing with envy. It comes up every time, it pops up. It always popping up, unconsciously pops up. And it reduces you when you allow it to settle. And then the fourth thing is at number 4. Okay, yes, number 4. The fourth effect of envy in our life is it keeps you out of your purpose. It keeps you out of your dream. It keeps you out of your plan. Of course, that God didn't create you coincidentally. God didn't create you as an accident. We are not products of accident. We were created, made, empowered, located with a purpose. In my subsequent video, I'm going to deal with purpose. And so because one of the reasons why people get frustrated in where they are is because they have been unable to discover their purpose. Your purpose is actually the reason of your existence. Why you are here. The purpose. Why you are here. It's just like when you have a cell phone in your hand and then all of a sudden your phone starts ringing, somebody trying to reach you on the phone and you start getting angry. Why is the phone ringing? The reason and the purpose of that phone is to stay connected. The moment you lose your phone, you lose your connection. I know how crazy we can get, when we lose our phone. Because you're disconnected from all your connections. But that's not what I'm talking about today on purpose. But what I'm saying is that every time you get involved in envy, what happens? You lose focus of your focus. You're kept out of your purpose because you don't even know why you're doing it. Now you're paying attention to someone else's operations, and your attention now is being taken from what you're supposed to be doing to what someone else is doing. It takes your focus from your purpose, your destiny, from your plan, and take it to someone else, right? That's what envy does. You need to pay attention on the things that matters most in your life and forget about what others are doing. Or else, remember, it's going to end you up in regret. Another effect, which I may have to end the effects here, got a numerous of them, but I want to deal with 5 today. Remember, the first one is ends in regret. It leads to murder. It reduces your capacity, and it keeps you out of purpose. And the 5th one is envy is nothing but an act of foolishness. Every time you get involved in envy, you just displaying the level of foolishness you have. There is no wisdom in it. Foolishness, all total foolishness. There's no other language to qualify. Envy is nothing but foolishness in a nutshell. Because you have no reason whatsoever to envy someone. They may be ahead of you. Doesn't mean they're going to end ahead of you. They may have started before you. Doesn't mean they're going to be better than you. You need to understand that. It's not the person that started the race first that ends the race. Despise not the days of your little beginning. Of course, your beginning may be too small, it may start, but just keep doing what you're doing. Don't mind whether, because if you get involved in that, then it becomes an act of foolishness. And that's the truth. Now, having known the meaning, the definition and description of envy, of the feeling of envy, and then you've known the effects, the 5 effects that are listed here today. It ends in regret, it leads to murder, it reduces your capacity, it keeps you out of your purpose, and then it's an act of foolishness. How can I deal with envy? That's a great question. How can I deal with envy? And someone will say, Dr. Innocent, how can I deal with envy? Now that I know that I can unconsciously be envious. Yes, of course, it's true. And if someone will say, wow, so really makes sense, makes a lot of sense. Unconsciously, you can get involved, you can develop the feeling of envy without even knowing it. Now, how can I deal with it? Number 1, mind your business. That's the first thing. People that don't mind their business are always the envious type. People that mind their business have no space for envy, has no place for envy. If only you can mind your business, you wouldn't have any opportunity to envy anyone. Mind your business. Pay attention to what concerns you. Unfortunately, people spend more time thinking and talking and worrying and wondering about other people's matter than they do on their own. And I was speaking one time in a conference, and I said, if you the amount of effort that you put in talking about other people's problem and worrying about their own problem, if you put it together and worry about it, just your own, that your problem will be half solved. Shut your windows. Mind your business. Cry your cry. Do your stuff. You don't need to take it out. You don't need to look through your window and look through your window and look through your window to be able to find out what other people are doing. You ask a lot of questions, unnecessary questions. Questions that even when you get the response is going to mess you up. It's going to mesmerize you. And one of the worst questions that I hate people ask me is, when you see me buy an item, don't ask me how much I bought it, because you're not going to give me the money. What sense does it make? Why are you asking me this question? Because the more you know how much I spend, the more you think that this guy is getting too big. I don't have to ask you. Whether you show me your new laptop, you show me your new, oh yeah, that's beautiful, I like it. Why would I know how much you paid for it? It's not necessary. I'm not going to get one. I'm not going to refund you the money. People show you, oh, this is my new car. Oh, how much did you pay for it? Why are you asking how much? You're going to get a response. There are some things, there's some information you don't need. Because it won't help you. It will hurt you, not help you. So mind your business. If you mind your business, you mind your life, you concentrate on what you're doing and put in more effort to your business than your job, you're going to make it big time. You're going to make it big time. Focus on what you're doing. Stop minding other people's business. Don't worry about how they are living, whether the husband is messing with the wife or the wife is messing with the husband. That's not your business. Mind your own relationship. Your own is even in the mess. That's the worst part of it. Yours is in the mess and you are worried about someone else. Deal with your own. That's important. Mind your business. If you mind your business, your life is going to get better. And secondly, I said, don't ever be intimidated by other people's success. This is something that I can say over and over and over. Don't be intimidated by someone else's success. You may be doing the same thing and they are making so much success. Never you be intimidated. You running the ministry and the other guy is running the ministry and they're having so much people coming to their church and you have none or very few people coming to your church. Don't ever be intimidated. Don't ever be intimidated. You may be using a 2001 car and someone is using a 2016 car. Listen to me. Don't ever be intimidated. If you're all running on the highway, nobody going to throw your car out of the way because your car is outdated. No way. Because that's what you can afford at a particular moment. Doesn't mean that this is your end point. It's just a transit point. You are going somewhere. But don't ever be intimidated by someone else's success. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the business or how long they've been in the business. That's not matter. Of course, when you hear someone success, celebrate with them. Of course, subsequently, I'm going to talk about attacking progress. But now, and that's not what I'm paying attention to now. I'm telling you, don't ever be intimidated by someone else's success. Never you be intimidated. You are better, but you don't even know. Because that's your time now. They just achieve the success. It doesn't mean that you cannot achieve. You can even achieve more. So don't ever be intimidated when you hear such news. Come on, be excited about it, and that's that. Nothing else. Get excited about it. Don't be intimidated. I disagree with that. For don't ever let anybody intimidate you with your success. And don't you allow yourself be intimidated by someone else's success, because you can do better. You have what it takes. See, just that you may not have had the opportunity. They had the opportunity. That's why they have the success that they had. But when you have the opportunity, you're going to make more, better, greater, bigger success. I guarantee you that. Just look for the opportunity and just grab it and make use of it, and you're going to hit it big time. I guarantee you that. Don't ever be intimidated by anyone and anyone's success. This is my advice to you today. And finally, if you want to deal with envy, if you want to cut down envy in your life, number one, I said, mind your business. Number two, don't be intimidated by people's concern. Number three, be contented. Be contented with what you have. Be satisfied with what you have. This may not be what you really want, but saying this is what you have for now, work with it. Be excited about it. Work with it. That little business you're doing, it may be far from your dream, but that's the level you are in now. Work with it. Be excited about it. Celebrate it. Thank God for it. Stop complaining. Because if you're not satisfied with where you are now, if you're not contented with where you are now, let me use the word contented. If you're not contented with where you are now, I wonder how you're going to get out of the place. This is not your level. It's well understood. This is not my level. But this is where I am. Life is in phases, stages, levels. Understand that. Life is in phases, stages, and levels. Understand that. And so you take it one day after another. This is where you are. And if this is where you are, then you need to celebrate where you are. Once again, I'm going to give you a recap, and I said envy is a feeling of grudges against someone else's success. And I also say that envy is a state of being discontented or dissatisfied about someone else's superiority. And I went ahead to give you the 5 effects of envy from this lesson today. I said, number 1, envy definitely going to end you up in regret. Number 2, I said envy may lead to murder. because you're going to take from envy to bitterness, from bitterness to hatred, from hatred to murder. And then number 3, I say envy reduces your capacity, your ability, your personality. And number 4, I said envy keeps you out of your purpose, out of your purpose, your destiny. And number 5, I said envy is nothing but an act of foolishness. And to deal with envy, to control that envy, remember I said mind your business, pay attention to what concerns you. And number 2, don't be intimidated by other people's success. And number 3, be contented with what you have and with what you are. But remember this, envy can be conscious or unconscious. God bless you. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I want to ask you to subscribe to my channel and share this video to as many people as you can, to be a blessing to them and to encourage them, to empower them, and to motivate them. Until I come your way once again, my name is Dr. Jeff, your life coach. Bye-bye.